I've seen this headline a lot today. People were tweeting it out a bunch earlier that GeForce Now is doubling their price, and that sounds pretty terrible. That's not entirely true. It's not that those headlines are clickbait or that they're being disingenuous, but it doesn't really tell the whole story. So, what's really going on is that up until now, if you were paying a subscription for GeForce Now, that was $5 a month, and it was considered a Founders Edition. And Nvidia was very upfront with what this meant. Since forever, I feel like they've always said this is an introductory price, and this price is going to change in the future. Now, if you're already a subscriber as a founder for $5 a month, then nothing is going to change for you, and that's good. However, if you're not a subscriber, if you don't already have a founder's account, then you can no longer get a founder's account. So what are the different versions of GeForce Now that you can get? Well, there's the free version. The free version doesn't have ray tracing. You can play for, I think it's an hour, and then it kicks you out. And of course, if you are trying to log in and the servers are slammed and there's not enough servers to go around, then free people go to the back of the line and founders go to the front of the line. I think it's perfectly reasonable. If you are somebody who wants to subscribe and you're not already a founder, well, they just put out a new plan, which is called a priority membership. It's exactly like a founder's account, except it's $10 a month instead of $5 a month. The founders are going to be founders for life as long as your account is in good standing. Now, this is a very important caveat that I have to point out here. We've all had this happen where a credit card expires and you get like, oh, you didn't pay because your credit card was denied. Well, it's not that your credit card was denied, it's that it expired and you didn't realize it, and so you have to put in the new data or the new information for your credit card, and everything goes through and everything's fine. If that happens to your founder's account is no longer a founder's account. You can't get a new founder's account, so it seems like you're beat. And there's nothing you can really do about that. So keep that in mind and make sure that you know when your credit card is going to expire if you want to maintain that $5 a month price. So what do you get with founders? Like I said, you jump the line. You can have ray tracing, and it's extended sessions. So you can play for as long as you want, and they're not going to kick you off. Okay. So that kind of clears up the headlines of the price doubling. The price isn't actually doubling. They're introducing a new tier and making it so that you can't get the old tier if you didn't already have it. And I think that that's an important distinction that a lot of people are going to miss if they only read the headlines. And if you only read the headlines, then don't do that. All right. In addition, what else did they talk about? Well, they did say that they hit 10 million members, which sounds really cool. They didn't really clear up what that means. 10 million members. Does that mean that 10 million people have tried it at some point and, maybe even just tried it and never tried it again? Like, are those people counted, or is that 10 million people who are paying a monthly fee right now? They didn't say, so we don't know. I'm assuming it's probably the former, where it's just, hey, 10 million people have tried GeForce Now. And that's fine. I always quibble when companies throw out a piece of data like that without any qualifications. Then they talked about what's going to happen next. After they talk about all the price stuff, what's going to happen next? Well, they said that they're going to use this money that they're bringing in to improve the Surface. Things like new data centers are coming. They're saying more than 20 data centers around the world, which I don't know if that's a lot or a little. I have no idea. But that's the number that they're saying. They also said they want to improve the quality of the service with even more optimizations on the way. What optimizations are on the way? Well, they said they want to improve the streaming quality as well as the ease of use. If you were to compare GeForce Now to Stadia. I would say that Stadia is a step above. Well, Stadia is a step above of everybody when it comes to streaming quality. The stream quality on Stadia is way beyond everybody else. GeForce Now saying they want to improve their streaming quality. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Ease of use. I would say that GeForce Now is. I don't say that it's necessarily difficult to use, but it's not as easy as other stuff. And that's just something that I really do hope that they fix over time. And I don't know really if it's their fault necessarily, because the way GeForce Now works is they interface with a bunch of different stores, which obviously that complicates what the user interface is going to be like. So I'm not sure how they can fix it, but I do hope that they find a better UI to make using GeForce Now a better experience. I did just recently install it on my Google Home with my Chromecast with Google Home, whatever it's called, Project Sabrina, that thing. I did just install it on that. It worked really well. So there you have it. But it still has that weird UI where sometimes games show up multiple times because they're on multiple stores, and you're like, well, which one is mine? And sure, I can go into the library, but I don't know. There's ways that can be improved. So I do hope that they do that. They also talk about bringing in adaptive VSync technology. And here's what they have to say about that. The feature synchronizes frame rates at 60 or 59.94 hertz server side to match the display client side. This is supposed to reduce stutter and latency on supported games. So I think that if a game uses adaptive VSync, then NVIDIA GeForce Now will be able to utilize that. But if a game doesn't necessarily support that technology, then it's not going to do anything. It's not going to be a magic fix for every single game out there. Just something to keep in mind. They also said they're passionate about making GeForce Now easier to use, talking about account linking for key games on the platforms coming in the next 1 to 2 months, as well as updates to game preloading that should cut load times by about half. Now, the preloading sounds very interesting to me. Basically, when you start up a game, let's say you're starting up a Steam game like Valheim. I start up Valheim, then it launches Steam in like big picture mode, and then launches Valheim, and it takes a minute to do all of that stuff. And I think what they're doing is they're working on some way to have everything preloaded, so when you hit the button, it goes a lot faster. And I think that that's great. The other part that they talk about here, account linking for key games on the platform. I'm not sure what that means, but the idea that comes to my mind when you say account linkings for some games, let's say that I'm playing an MMO and I don't even know if this is available on GeForce Now, but Final Fantasy 14. All right, Final Fantasy 14 is currently the MMO that I've been playing a bunch lately. It's a really, really good game. But every time that I have to log in, I have to type in my username and password. And that's fine. I would prefer if I didn't have to do that, because nobody's going to be in my house to play my Final Fantasy 14 account. So I'm not really worried about somebody coming into my house and playing on my account. If somebody is in my house, chances are they've got better things to do than, steal my Final Fantasy account. So I'm not too worried about that. But maybe this account linking will allow you to have your account linked, so when you hit the button, you don't then have to, like if you're using a controller per se, you don't have to then bring up like an on-screen keyboard and go through and type your username and password in order to log in. Or if you're using two-factor authentication, maybe you only have to type in the two-factor part. So I'm not sure what they mean by with key games on the platform. What I would prefer is to have account linking just like they do with Steam. So Steam has account linking, but the Epic Games Store doesn't. GOG doesn't, as far as I know. Steam does, but the other ones don't. And so if I have a game that I have on the Epic Games Store, I have to then log in every time that I want to play that game, and it's kind of a pain. So I I generally just don't bother. Just something to keep in mind there. What else did they say? They said that they're bringing more data center locations to Phoenix, Arizona. They're going to be bringing out their first Canadian data center in Montreal as well. And they also have partners in Turkey and Saudi Arabia and Australia coming soon. So they're going to be able to offer the platform there as well. In addition to that, they said the services updates rolling out with this week's, in addition to all the stuff that I just said, which is part of 2.0.28 release of GeForce Now, they're also bringing 7 new games to GeForce Now, including Do Not Feed the Monkeys on Steam, Goner on Steam, Monopoly Plus, Snooker 19, System Shock, and Wanba Warriors. All of those games are on Steam. And then Loop Hero is coming through the Epic Games Store. So to sum everything up, they said new memberships, improved steaming, more games. And then they said GeForce Now Year 2 is just getting started. What do you guys think of these updates? Is this something that you are you a founder? Are you excited about the improvements to streaming as well as the new tier as well? Are you going to stay founder for life, or are you thinking about ditching it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.